Paul, a couple of days on from that defeat in Toulouse, I just want to kind of touch upon that performance. What was your overall reflection of that at 80 minutes?
Geez, 53 minutes, it was 16-6, and then we conceded, and then we just almost sort of fell apart a little bit. And they got on the front foot and got momentum. We dug in with them for large periods of the game, and although we'd had to deal with a few little bits of adversity, we'd stayed in the fight, and I thought that showed a lot of credit in that sort of conditions. I thought that the boys, for the large part of that. But it just shows how you lose momentum and you lose your way, and the game can look like it's an absolute blowout. Where for 53 minutes we competed with them.
That first half, as I say, we obviously went ahead, and then, as I say, Toulouse got themselves back into the game. What kind of turned the game on its head in that second half, do you think?
Oh geez, there's always various different sort of pivotal points, and you can't always say that that's the reason why we lost the game. But what it does is it just changes the total context of things. And we made a couple of poor efforts in his own 30. But that then puts you right back under pump, and they were getting the ball with a set start 20 metres from our line, and by doing that, all you're doing is you're soaking up your energy, and in those conditions, it just drains you. And by having to defend your own line, you've got to, in those sorts of conditions, you've got to buy territory. And we hung in there, and we hung in there, and we hung in there because we didn't have a right lot of territory, if I'm quite honest. And some of it's his own doing, but some of it we just. Again, we talk about it, and when the cards are stacked against you and you're doing it tough, it seems like everything sort of goes against you. And we've had a season of anything that could have been gone against us has always sort of seemed to bounce. The ball bounces the wrong way, the referee's decisions go the wrong way. It's just one of those things. People picking up injuries in positions that you could do without, but unfortunately, that's how it is. That's the game. That's what sport's all about, and it's about bouncing back, I guess.
No way better to do it. Bounce back, being at home this week. Friday night with host Bradford Bulls. What kind of tough test are you expecting now?
We've shown that we can compete with them, but we haven't competed. The problem we've had probably throughout the year has been that for large periods, we can compete with teams, but then we have those windows where we just sort of we lose his way, and then that sort of conspires against us. And within 15-20 minute window, the game's almost got away from us. And I think that we've shown that we can compete with Bradford. We did it earlier on in the year. If we can sort of take it to them, and we can sort of mix it with them a little bit and get. I don't think you've got it. If you sit back and give them space, they've got some big units, they've got some big people that once they get an head of steam up, they're going to really take some dealing with. You've got to get to them before they get an head of steam up. I think that's the key. And if we can do that, then that for me. And the longer the game goes while you're in that, the more they start worrying, because they're expected to be able to do a job on us, and the more we can gain confidence from that.
As a whole coaching staff, I can imagine, as you say there, the way you evaluate that, you'll be looking for an 80-minute performance this week, won't you?
You're always looking for an 80-minute performance, but I mean, I don't think you're ever going to get in a situation in any game where you're going to have total control and you're going to have it all on your terms for the full 80 minutes. The thing that we've talked about numerous times throughout the season is that when you lose that momentum, it's about being able to wrestle it back, and you're staying strong and staying in the mix and not giving them that little bit of a window to be able to put you to the sword.
And with only 4 games left of the season now, 3 of them at home, just how can we use home advantage in them last 4 games to try and get a little bit of momentum going?
I just think it's positivity. I think we've got to try and get some, and like I said, you can take a little bit from, although the end result were a bit of a blowout, I thought for those 50 minutes, if we can play like we played in those 50 minutes where there's a little bit of resilience and we've got that sort of belief, and defensively we're turning up and having a go for each other, I think all of a sudden you start to gain momentum. It's a funny old game, and confidence is massive, and you're going to get your confidence through being I would say, through being able to stop the opposition from feeling like they can get over the top of you.